Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking something absolutely critical for local businesses: surviving the massive shift from traditional SEO to generative engine optimization, based on some fascinating new insights from Verti Group International. Look, if you're running a business today, the way your customers find you is undergoing the most radical transformation we've seen in decades. What worked yesterday is rapidly becoming obsolete, and the stakes for survival have literally never been higher.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll quickly cover 1. The death of the blue link, 2. The silent disqualification threat, 3. A turnkey geo strategy, and 4. The actual proof in the data. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. The death of the blue link. We're starting off with a massive disruption happening right this very second.
Elizabeth Reed, the head of search at Google, put it perfectly at I/O 2026. She declared, "The new experience is AI search through and through." Now, you might be thinking that's just some slick marketing language, but it's not. She was officially retiring the old playbook. This is a structural reality that completely changes how businesses earn visibility. The days of users endlessly scrolling through pages of isolated links? Yeah, those are coming to a close.
The contrast here is just stark. In the old way, traditional SEO, you focused on isolated tactics, right? Hoping a static keyword or a backlink would get you noticed. It was honestly a lot like stuffing files in a cabinet. But in the new way, Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO, your goal is to become machine-readable in real time. You want AI bots to easily digest your brand and synthesize you directly into their conversational answers. It's no longer about ranking a page, it's about becoming the definitive answer.
Think of the modern AI search engine as a digital detective. A static filing cabinet just stores documents for someone else to sort through. But a detective actually investigates. It pulls from trusted citations, cross-references sources, looks for undeniable proof, and then pieces together the facts to present a final, definitive conclusion to the user.
Which brings us to Section 2, the silent disqualification threat. Now that we know AI engines act as detectives, let's talk about the scary reason your business might completely vanish.
Here's the deal. If the bots don't trust you, you don't just get penalized with a lower rank on page 2. You simply cease to exist in their answers. This is silent disqualification. There's no warning message in your webmaster dashboard, no email telling you what went wrong. You just evaporate from the AI's memory because your data footprint looked slightly messy.
So, how do we avoid this? AI bots demand very specific trust signals to prove your business is real, active, and actually worth recommending. It sounds basic, but you would be amazed how many businesses have conflicting addresses online or use a generic Gmail account instead of a domain-based email. To an AI detective, these aren't just minor typos. They are massive red flags screaming, "Do not cite this source."
And look at the sheer scale of this shift. With 70% of shoppers projected to use AI search, this is a huge threat. 70%. Your old analytics dashboards might be showing a flat line, but they could be totally hiding the fact that bots are ignoring you. You could be staring at those graphs wondering where your leads went, completely blind to the fact that the modern consumer has moved on to platforms where you literally don't exist.
All right, Section 3, turnkey geo strategy. Let's look at the solution and see how we can actively combat this using a cohesive game plan. You have got to move from a high-friction environment, plagued by endless email chains and padlock delays, to a high-velocity turnkey GEO approach. In the AI era, speed and consistency are absolutely everything. If your web developer, your content writer, and your local profile manager are all working in silos and waiting on approvals, the AI is just going to bypass you for a competitor whose data is unified and ready to read.
So here are the exact steps to build that unified machine. First, optimize your website structure so it's fully machine-readable. Next, solidify those local profiles. Verti Group International, for example, really highlights their flawless Better Business Bureau record. A zero-complaint BBB presence matters deeply because it represents verified, unmanipulated trust. Finally, you coordinate earned mentions across the web to seal the deal.
Because let me tell you, third-party proof is the ultimate currency right now. In fact, a recent SEMrush study showed that 40% of Google AI overview citations originate on Reddit. No way, right? But it's true. You just can't talk about yourself anymore. The AI wants proof from the outside world. It needs to see real users on third-party platforms validating your claims before it will ever synthesize you into an answer.
Moving into Section 4, the proof in the data. Theory is great, but as promised, let's anchor this entire explainer in reality with some hard tracking data. Check out this staggering number, 88.89%.
That is Verti Group International's actual brand visibility score across ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity for late July 2026. This isn't just some vague claim about growing momentum. This is a precise metric showing that almost 9 times out of 10, when relevant prompts are entered, the AI actively cites and recommends their brand.
And you can see the exact science behind that right here in this HubSpot Answer Engine Optimization dashboard. Look at those trend lines. It is undeniable proof that a cohesive, machine-readable strategy yields massive visibility. They are actively tracking their presence over time, measuring exactly how AI engines perceive, cross-reference, and retrieve their brand data.
Breaking down the competitor landscape even further, VGI holds a dominant 39% share of voice. They're actually beating out the AI engines themselves as cited sources. They are vastly outperforming massive competitors in their market, simply by treating entity clarity and structured data as a core priority rather than just an afterthought.
So where exactly is the AI getting all this information? It's pulling from a really powerful mix of own content and crucial third-party hubs like Clutch and Built in Seattle. The bots are looking at VGI's own website, absolutely, but then they are immediately cross-referencing it with review sites and earned media to verify the story. It's the digital detective at work, double-checking the facts before making a recommendation.
But the data also reveals a warning. This is definitely not a set-and-forget game. Competitors are rapidly closing the gap by finding unexploited citation hubs. For instance, the data showed VGI was actually missing from a specific Clutch listicle where competitors were showing up. In this AI era, you have got to constantly audit your footprint because the algorithms are learning and adjusting every single day.
So, I'll leave you with this provocative question to evaluate your own business. Is your brand value undeniable to the bots governing the modern world? Are you leaving your visibility completely to chance, or are you ready to master the machine-readable data that AI demands? The blue links are fading fast, and the era of the AI detective is officially here. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I highly encourage you to go look at your own brand right now through the eyes of the machine.